Hey guys, it's Audra and welcome back to 365 Projects. I am here today with a TBR for another month-long readathon, which has already started. I did not plan on doing 3 month-long readathons in a row. I did Read Your Shelves and then Blackathon, and now it's of course middle grade March, which I forgot about, but then I saw Krista's video pop up from Books and Jams, and I knew I had to do it again because I absolutely need to get back into reading more middle grade books. I talked about in a previous video that my brain is starting to work again and I'm really enjoyed reading physical books. However, during chemo, all I could physically read and retain was kids books. And so I kind of burnt out on it, and now I think I'm ready to get more back into that, which is great because it's kind of my job as an elementary librarian. So I'm excited to get back into one of my passions. Kind of nervous too that it's an entire month, but we will see how this goes. So like I said, this is a readathon for the entire month of March, and it is hosted by Krista and Katie from, I already forgot the title of it because chemo brain, Life Between Words. And their information is going to be down below for you to check them out and join in the fun. It's not too late. Really, it's just a way to read more middle grade books, whether that means that you read one or you read one a day, whatever is more for you. So just take it as you will. There are 6 challenges. I have picked 2 books for each challenge. The first one I list will be the priority, and the second is backup. I also have a couple leftover books. And then I'm also doing 2 more readathons this month, which will all be middle grade books as well. So let's just get into the different challenges that we have. The first challenge for this readathon is to read a book that is either nonfiction or based on true events. And this will be my fiction and nonfiction pairing that I have been absolutely loving. And that will be the nonfiction book Amelia Lost, The Life and Disappearance of Amelia Earhart by Candace Fleming. Now, this book is obviously nonfiction about Amelia Earhart's life. I really, really loved her book about the Romanovs, and it was more like a novel than I thought it would be. I was absolutely dreading it, but it was on a award list for school, and so I gave it a shot, and I love the style of it, so I'm hoping this is just as great. It is pretty short, and as a Kansas girl, I always loved to read some Amelia Earhart. I can remember learning about her in the 4th grade, and doing a project, so excited to dig into this one, as well as pairing it with a random book that I have never heard mentioned before, but I found on Book Outlet last month, and that is The Last Grand Adventure. It's a little bit chunkier, I guess, but this is about a girl named Bee, and she's 12 in 1967, and she's going on this adventure with her grandmother, who thinks that her long-lost sister is Amelia Earhart, I believe, and they're going back to Atchison, Kansas, and I think it's just supposed to be a cute book with Amelia Earhart and family as the theme, so that will be my second book for the first challenge. The second challenge is to read a book with a non-human character, and both of these are going to be rereads for me because of the fact there's not a whole lot out there, and I really want to read a couple of my favorite books for 2 different reasons. The first one will be Chester and Gus. This is one of my favorite books, I think from last year, but it is from the viewpoint of a therapy dog. And it is absolutely perfection. I just absolutely loved it. And so obviously we have Chester, who is a dog, I think, yes. He's always wanted to be a service dog, so it's like him being raised and what happens and how he feels moving to a new home and how he feels adjusting to this little boy who I believe is autistic and nonverbal, and kind of how he helps him. And it's just, I can't recommend it enough. You have to pick it up if you have not read it yet. The second one will be Wish Tree by Catherine Applegate. I think it's Catherine Applegate. But this one is from the point of view of a tree, and it's how she views her neighborhood and the injustices going on there, and if she can help out or not as a tree. She can't move, obviously, but what can she do to affect her neighborhood and fix the things that she sees going on there. It's a great read. It is a middle grade book for our, I think, 4th and 5th grade list for next year in the state of Missouri, so I want to reread it so I can better recommend it to my students. So, challenge number 3 is fantasy, which is my weakest area as a reader. I really struggle, so I try to find low fantasy and not high fantasy, but we'll see how this goes. I have had the book The Jumpies by Tracy Baptiste for a very long time. This, I think, is set in Louisiana. You have some diverse character up here, but it's all on folklore, I suppose, of these creatures called the Jumpies that live in the forest and try to scare children. I don't know much about it after that, so we're going to give that a try. As well as One for the Sorrow. I did not find the cover of this, so here is what it looks like. This is a book by Mary Downing Hahn, which was my favorite author as a kid, and it's a ghost story. Don't know anything else about that. I've had it since it came out a few years ago, or 2 years ago, I don't know. I just need to read it, and I'm so excited that I get to meet her at the end of this month in person. It's just like a dream come true. So the fourth challenge is to read a book in verse, and I have 2 books here that I have not yet read that I've wanted to read for a while. And this is Full Cicada Moon, there we go, by Marilyn Hilton. Again, in verse means that it is in poetry format. This is actually a chunky novel in verse, but this is set in the 1960s, and it is a girl whose name is Mimi, and she is half Japanese, half black, and she's moving to a new place that is more closed-minded from where she came from, and it's during the Apollo 11 mission. She wants to be an astronaut when she grows up, but I've started this because we are in the 4th day of the month at this point, but she moves to this school, and all the girls have to take home ec, and all the boys have to take wood carving class or something like that, and she wants to be able to build a bookcase. So it's kind of how she's trying to break the mold, and there's a lot of racial things obviously going on in the 60s, especially being biracial. There's that as well, trying to figure out who she is, and so it is really good so far. I'm definitely wanting to see if I can finish that today. And then I also have Home of the Brave, another one by Catherine Applegate. This is one that everybody loves, and I can't believe I haven't read it yet. This is about a kid who is a refugee from Africa coming over to Minnesota, I believe, and trying to understand life in that area. And yeah, definitely want to get to that one as well this month. Next up, we have diverse books for challenge number 5. And I have so many of those I want to get to, but I'm going to be prioritizing a book that came in from the library that has an absolutely gorgeous cover, and I'm hoping it can pull through of a great read. So this is Genesis Begins Again by Alicia D. Williams. Sorry about the glare, but library books. Obviously, like I said, beautiful cover. I am nervous about the premise of this and being Black positive. Because of the fact it's a 13-year-old girl that lists all these things that's wrong with her and her family, and she tries to change. One of them is that she is too Black to be part of her family, or that she feels that way, and she's trying to change her skin color. And so I'm thinking self-harm is going to be an issue with that, and as a middle grade book, that just makes me very nervous as I'm working so hard to be inclusive and just protect communities in my library. I don't know if this will be a good fit, but like I said, I'm hoping it comes through, and I'm hoping that it's okay, but I did want to give it a try. So this one is Harbor Me by Jacqueline Woodson. Jacqueline Woodson, amazing, amazing author. I've wanted to read this, and I think I put it on several TBRs, but this is about 6 kids all experiencing different hardships in their life. They come together, and I've heard nothing but beautiful things about it. You have a family dealing with deportation, a missing father, a kid that wants family and to feel connected. So you just have 6 amazing kids experiencing different things and coming together to understand one another. All right, and the last one already for the challenges is to read the group book, which is Sweep. This is a fantasy book that I don't know a whole lot about, other than I think it's historical fiction. This girl's a chimney sweep, and she creates a gremlin or something to find something. I don't know. I'm going to try my best, because once again, it's a fantasy, and we will go from there. But I did have some other books I wanted to include that are not on any of my other readathon lists that I'm wanting to prioritize this month. And so from audiobooks, I have already started Greetings from Witness Protection, a little bit of poison. This has foster care. It's a foster child who is taken into this family that is going to the witness protection program to like add to their family, so it's a little bit harder to find them. And yeah, so you have criminals. It's a little cheesy, a little far-fetched, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. Another one, Some Kind of Courage, Dan Gaimanhart. I enjoy his books a lot. This is historical fiction. I don't know much about it. I do have some people that have recommended it many, many times. And then I also have short that I've had forever since it came out, Holly Goldberg Sloan. Here is the actual cover of it. But this is about a girl who wants a part in The Wizard of Oz, and she does not want to be a munchkin because she is short. I think I read that it may be like dwarfism, but I'm not 100% for sure. But I just know she is very short in stature, and she wants like a leading role in this play. Once again, coming from Kansas, and everything is Wizard of Oz. Like, I definitely want to read that one. And then some books for physical reading that I have been wanting to get to. We have Ivy Aberdeen's Letter to the World. I know that this is a great book for diverse relationships. It's a little girl who has drawn a whole bunch of like girls holding hands in her journal, and she loses it. There's also a tornado that comes into her town, and so there's a lot of diverse rep. I've heard nothing but great things, and I'm excited to finally read that one. One that has been talked about a lot in the teacher community is The Benefits of Being an Octopus. This is kind of been like proclaimed as like the trauma-informed book of what it's like for a kid dealing with trauma at home. You know, being an octopus, she's having to do all of these things like 8 arms type of deal. And so I'm excited to read this. I'm interested to see if it's going to fit the appropriateness, I guess, at my school or my level. Once again, I think this is probably a middle grade book, but we shall see what kind of trauma is being dealt with. And then the last one I picked up is The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise. This is another one by Dan Gaimanhart that I shared before. But this is a very new release about a girl whose dad and her have been on the road, living in a bus for 5 years. They come back, finding that their trailer park is gone, and I know there's like a band of misfits, and it just sounds really super cute, and I cannot wait to get to those. All right, so these books are the ones that I definitely want to get through, or try to prioritize. There you go. I have a whole bunch to read from. I need to get started. I have, like I said, a couple other readathons coming up that will once again include a lot more middle grade for you to look into that I cannot recommend enough. We have the readathon, and we also have the buzzwordathon, and I will be uploading those when the date comes a little closer. Until then, please let me know what middle grades are your favorite that you think I need to check out, especially new releases, since I've been out of the game for far too long and need to get back into it. So until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.